Hey everyone, this is Andy. My pronouns are they, them, and I am the crowstitcher here on YouTube and Instagram. Welcome to Flosstube number. Oh, I forgot to check. Is it six? I think it's six. I could be wrong. I might be lying, but I think it's six. Today is May 6th. It's a Monday, and I have lots of things to show you. I have some things to talk about. I have some treasures. So we're just going to get right into it. I do have I got my notebook again. I have some mentions, some people who shouted me out. There's a whole list again, so I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. But everyone will be tagged below in the description, so go and check everyone out and give them some love. You all know how it works by now. So some people who mentioned me that I want to return mention is Amy at the Nutty Nerdy Needle. I may have stitch fluenced her into getting the Tea Dragon by Stanley Morrison from Pain Free Crafts. Yeah. And the Thread Gremlins. Thank you so much. Mentions. People I would like to mention. The Stitchy Witch. She's from Scotland. Lots of full coverages. Love her. The Gemstone Stitches. Gorgeous, gorgeous whips. Sherry from Dish So Sherry, I believe is in, oh gosh, northeastern England, if I remember right. Oh, makes me laugh so much. Gorgeous whips. Go check her out. Krista at the Shenanigans Valley Stitcher has a pole wall. Yes. Uh, Amanda at Stitches and Spookies is from Michigan, likes horror. Again, a lot of dark Halloween gothy stuff. Allie and Amy at Lost Star Needles. They're a mother and daughter. They're in Arizona. It's such a joy to watch them. Handmade by Sarah W. from Alabama. And Sherry from She Be's Stitchy World. Why is that hard for me to say? Just posted a Halloween stash parade. Yes. Yes. Love all of these people. Please go check them out. Wonderful, wonderful floss tubers. And again, thank you so much for the mentions. So we're just gonna get right into it. I have a lot to show you. So we're just gonna go for it. The first one is My Body, My Choice. This is a test stitch that I'm doing for my friend JB at Just Because Creative. Who, if any of you went to Stitch North, maybe the second weekend. I don't know which weekend JB was there. She handed out a little Quaker pattern that she designed for everyone. And Amy at Fiber on a Whim. No, that's wrong. I should know this. I get her. I'll tag her below. She shared the pattern on her last video, Flosstube. Why can I can remember her name, and I can remember Oak Crown Studios because I get her fabric there. Why can I not remember her floss tube? I'll tag her below. But she shared the pattern about halfway, maybe 30 minutes or so in. So if you were not at Stitch North and you want to see another of JB's patterns, go check out Amy's video. But this is what it'll look like. It's My Body, My Choice. All others can fuck off. And like I said, I am doing this as a test stitch. This is also my candle making project. So I do own a small candle business. They're all murder mystery themed candles. And so while I'm waiting for my wax to heat up to the appropriate temperature or cool down to the appropriate temperature, I usually like to have a easy stitch that I can do, that I can quickly put down. And so this is my candle making project. So I've gotten a lot of work done on this past week. This is where it is now. And I finished kind of this bottom part of the M, this over here of the M, and then all of the B. So as you can see, I'm going the wrong direction. It's going to be a big pattern. It's nice and chunky, but it's so bold. Such a powerful statement. And I'm stitching this on 16 count. Hold on, I have it written down. Where's my 16 count Icelandic Grey Ada? And I'm stitching it 2/1. And obviously, since this is a test stitch, I want to get this done ASAP. So this will be a finish, hopefully, soon. But as you can see, though, it is chunky. It's nice, easy block stitching, but so bold, so beautiful. And I think JB is going to start doing some floss tubes as well. So when this is done and available, I will post and tag her for her shop and her floss tube. I want to make sure I have her right. I don't know if she's starting a new channel or not. She has a YouTube, but I'm not sure if she's starting a separate one for her floss tube videos. So I'm going to make sure before I tag her. But JB of Just Because Creative, wonderful person, wonderful designer. Yes. The next one is one of my May starts. I am doing 24 new starts for May. And this is New Year Dragon. I got to 1.58%. And let me show you the picture because I don't have it on my computer. This is, oh, who's the artwork? The artwork is by Alvia Alcedo. And it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. It's called New Year Dragon. And y'all know I have a thing for peppermint and dragons. So obviously that had to happen. And it did. It was one of my 24 May starts. I am doing this 1/1, or I'm stitching it 1/1, but I have put 2/1. I think I might have just written that down wrong. On 28 Mushroom Even Wave, the Ghana. And I did do a center start. Let me get my... I always think I'm prepared and then I'm not. It's chaos. Y'all know. You should... If anyone who's seen my videos before is well aware of the chaos, and anyone who's new, it's chaos. So welcome. I appreciate you being here. But this was my start. So I did do a center start. I love the greens in this. It's so pretty. I think the candy cane starts coming in here-ish. But this is obviously the dragon, one of his arms. I think this might be the other arm. Because he's holding the candy cane. So that was my start on that. These are, again, in no particular order. They just are how they are in my weekly whip bin. Because, yes, I have a separate bin for the whips I work on during the week. You know, fake organization. Okay, next. This was for a prompt for the Fandom Stitching Central. And I've had this and I haven't worked on it for a while. I don't know why. It just hasn't come out. This, it was stitched, the prompt was a monthly prompt and it was stitched on something you want to escape. So I stitched on Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place because I don't know about you all, but I would want to escape the Headless Horseman. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But I would. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen this before. This is what I pulled out, and I got a good chunk. I think the prompt was for 750 stitches. So I did that, and plus a little bit more, because I usually like to end the thread that I'm on. So let me get it up for you. I, oops, oops, oops. So I stitched the boot, all of this, the saddle and the and the cloth. I forget what that's called. That goes on the back underneath the saddle. Uh, this all that tail, and then it's really hard to see. Excuse me. You can kind of see it in there. I did some back stitching, so I did some back stitching down in here, all around that leg and hoof, over into the grass, and then in this grass over here. So that's what he looks like so far. Still a ways to go on this, but I love this piece. And I am not doing it on the called for. Most people I've seen are doing it on either the called for or some sort of blue, dark blue. I don't remember what the fabric is. It might be from Bestitch Me, the one I'm using. I had ordered something from... I had ordered a blue fabric, and then when it came, it wasn't what I expected. And so then it took me a while to find this fabric, but it's I think this is from Bestitch Me, but I don't remember. I think it's 28 count or 32 count. Maybe it's 32 count linen. And it's got these, I don't know. Oh, yes, it does show beautiful, like, green. There's like some green in there and gray. Oh, so pretty. So that was Sleepy Hollow. So that came out for a prompt. I'm actually really glad that prompt came up. It's funny because when it first came up and I saw it, I was like, I don't know, I don't have anything to stitch that. And then, a couple days later, I was like, Sleepy Hollow. Okay. Next you have, if you've watched my Flosstubes, this was a new start on April 12th. This is variant of interest by Long Dog Samplers. I'm stitching it on 2/1 on 16 count black Ada. I'm using the General Art Hyacinth and DMC 327 for my flosses. So this is what I have. So I'm doing all of the animals in 327, and then everything else is the Hyacinth from General Art. And I got all of this done, this bunny done, all of this done, and then all of this up here of the border. And I love this. It's so gorgeous. The purples, it is showing up, but it's a bit darker. I want to say darker. It's a bit more bright but muted than it's showing. That doesn't make sense. But it's a bit darker, but also more vibrant. Vibrant is the word I'm looking for than it's showing on camera. So I did Top Bless Start, and you can see the bunnies around that big motif there. So that was that. That I just pulled out because I felt like it. You know how it works. The next one I also pulled out because I felt like it. This is, I had bought a while ago and started it last year. Let me find it for you, because it doesn't have a fancy name. It's from 2x2 Stitch Art, 2x2 Stitch Art, 2x2. They are a Ukrainian designer. They are on Etsy. And this is Sampler 141. That's just what it's called. Sampler 141. And that's what it'll look like. It's really gorgeous. They have a lot of monochrome pieces. The dragon I showed in my last official Flosstube 5, the red dragon that I'm using the Night Stalker's Calling floss on, that's from them as well. So they've got a lot of gorgeous monochrome samplers. And this, I am using Rotten Pumpkins by Rotten Pumpkins. My bag keeps falling and I can't control it. Oh my gosh. By Night Stalker's Calling. That I had purchased, I don't know, a while ago. I love Night Stalker's Calling. It's got gorgeous browns and oranges. So, I know I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Go check out Night Stalker's Calling. Gorgeous, gorgeous variegated flosses. I don't know if that's still available anymore. I don't think it is. And I got to... What did I get to? I got to 15.48% on this. That's backwards. And this is where I am. I'm doing it on this. I don't remember what this fabric is. It's it's showing more lime than it is in person. It is a bright kind of green with some yellows, some browns in it. So I did kind of all this in here, and then I did this over here. And this is the edge. So it is in quarters, it does repeat. And I don't remember where the fabric is. I didn't write it down and I lost the tag. So it's been about since August is the last time I worked on this one. So it was nice to get it out and work on it again. That might be a candle making project in the future, but it also does require a lot of counting, so I don't know about that. We'll see. The next was another new start for May. I'm calling it Mayhem because I don't like the term mania. But this is, what is this? The Gothic House by Nora Corbett. I think that's just what it's called. Yeah, the Gothic House. It's a part of the Holiday Village series. I have a thing for houses, and I have a thing for Gothic stuff, if you couldn't tell. So, this was a new start for May. I don't have any of the other houses. And I'm actually using everything it called for. I am using the called for fabric, which is sapphire or something. Hold on. 32 count star sapphire linen. And I got the beads and everything. So that was my start. I started in the top center of the house. And I'm just going to work my way down. And I love the colors in this. It's so pretty. I do have to get one more Kreinik because apparently one was out of stock when I ordered the pack, and then I forgot about it and didn't order it, so I did order it, so it should be coming in soon. Next, ooh, I just almost dropped that off the whole thing. Next is the Bird Herd Sal. So the Hathaway Stitchers, I will tag them below, are two sisters, and Amity is designs patterns, and this was a free pattern, and this is what it looks like. I will tag her Instagram as well below because it is a free pattern that you can get through her Instagram, Boomerang Stitches. And I changed my colors to be goth burbs. So this is the hashtag bird herd nerd Sal. So those are my goth burbs. So since the last time you've seen it, I stitched the rest, all of this. I finished down here and the gold, and then I started this whole bird. Look at his little cute floof. His little cute, curly cute floof. That was hard to say. Try saying that more. 3 times fast. And I changed most of mine out for, I am using some of the called for, like the gold is called for, but I switched mine out, my colors out for a lot of cottage garden flosses. I'm trying to hold it up so you can see against the fabric. These are all just ones I had in my stash. I got them from the Witchy Stitcher. There's a pack on the Witchy Stitcher's website where you can get these. They are still available. There's an orange one and another gray and purple mottled one, or variegated one, in the pack as well. And then I'm stitching this on 36 count Oracle linen by Picture This Plus. And I just love this pattern. It's so fun to stitch. I love my goth burbs. So cute. So if you would like to join in on that, Sal, head on over to Amity's Instagram, Boomerang Stitches. Amity and Aaron are great. If you have not watched their Flosstube, go check them out. Hathaway Stitchers. I'll tag that down as well. Bird Herd Nerd Sal. And it's called the Bird Herd Nerd Sal because there's 2 different patterns you can choose. There's, I can't point. This one, which says Bird Herd, and then there's another, they're both free. There's another one that says Bird Nerd instead of Bird Herd. So that's why it's called the Bird Herd Nerd Sal. The next one was another Maze start. This is Black Kitty by Design Works. It was a kit, and I'm just using everything that came in the kit. I love the colors in this. It's just so fun and cheery. It's like cheery goth, and I like it. And this was a new start. I'm doing this with the Phantom Stitching Central, so there's different tiers you can choose of how many stitches to do on the new start, and I chose the highest tier, which was 200. So I get at least 200 in all my new starts for the May. And that's where I am. So the cat is, the black of the cat is not stitched. It uses the black fabric. So this is part of the cat, and then this is the pumpkin next to it. And you can see the pumpkin, the eye starting to come in, and the bit of the mouth. I love the colors against the black. It's so vibrant and so fun. And like I said, I'm just using whatever came in the kit. I think it's 14 count Ada. And look at these colors. So pretty. So pretty. The next one is Christmas Cupcake. And y'all, I used this for 3 different monthly prompts for Phantom Stitching Central. And it got me to 4.44%. This is the Christmas Cupcake, charted by the Cross Stitch Studio, and the artwork is by Anders Eisman. So there was a prompt to stitch on something food or like a food treat. So obviously the cupcake came out. Then there was a prompt to stitch on something that you would find at a party or that that reminded you of a party. And so I was like, food, cupcakes, they're at a party. And then the third prompt that I used this for was to stitch on something that reminded you of good times with friends. And I was like, well, whenever there's good times with friends, there's food. So this is where I am now. I used it for 3 prompts. I did do a center start, so this is one of the little sprinkles. And then this is the icing kind of beneath the 2 big sprinkles and the pine cone. The pine cone, oh my goodness, I can't reach. The pine cone kind of starts over here. So let this focus so y'all can see, and then I'll show you what I did. And I'm just stitching this 2/1 on 14 count Aida. It's like a milk chocolate Aida that I had in my stash, so it's gonna be a big cupcake. So I worked on all of this frosting over here, filled in some more confetti coming down here, did this over here, filled in more in here, and then did all of this. This is starting to be the cupcake paper. And I think it's just gonna look so awesome. Let me put the I just want to eat it. I just want nom. It's gonna be huge, and I'm so here for it. It's gonna be a huge cupcake, and I just want it. I want it to be real. I want it to be a real cupcake. Okay, so I got a lot of progress on that because of the prompts. And I think it's neat how you can, I've found I love the prompts, and I know there's other groups, there's a lot of groups that have various different prompts and things like that, and I'm in the Fandom Stitching Central, but I think this is the first, I only joined in April, so this is the first, month was April that I have done anything with prompts, and I found that it really gets you to work on things that you forgot about or just didn't pull out. So I think it's fun. I'm glad I joined. Oh my god, I can't get the next one out of the bag. This one was a new start for May. It was the August Patreon pattern by Night Stalkers, or strike that and reverse it. that is a Flosstube Night Stalkers calling. This was the August Patreon pattern by Night Spirit Studio. Beware of Dog. And when I showed the pattern for my May plans, I had remembered that this had come from somewhere, but I couldn't remember what she had said because it was like I said, it's a August Patreon, and I couldn't remember what she had explained as to where she got the inspiration from. And then when I was on Facebook like 2 days ago, not even making this up, this couldn't have been more perfect. I was on Facebook and it popped up, the image. And let me just show you the image first. Focus. Come on. I saved it because once you find something on Facebook, you can never find it again. It's not even focusing on my hand. There we go. And I know it's a bit washed out. It is a bit washed out in the picture as well. But as you can see, there's the dog, right? And the chain, and then the top of the entranceway, the doorway. It's supposed to be a doorway, right? Like that it's guarding the entrance. and it is the threshold and atrium of the house of, oh gosh, Dar told me how to pronounce this and now I can't remember. Pa, pa, Paquius Proculus from a Pompeii archaeological, I cannot speak today, archaeological site. God, words are hard. So I saw that it popped up. I was like, oh my god, that's the piece! That's the piece! So I saved that to show you all where it came from. And I think that's so neat. That's just so neat. So this was my start. Now I did more than 250 on this because I was having such a great time with it. I got, this might be a candle making project when I'm done, if I still have it and I haven't finished it, when I'm done with JB's piece. But this is where I got. I'm stitching it 2/1 on 14 count red Aida, and I got 400 and some stitches into it. And the dog's tongue and his collar are red, so I'm going to use like a silver black sparkly Krynic for those. And I'm enjoying it so much. I had such a great time. And the last one I have to show you that I worked on this past week was a start for May. It is Midwinter Mushroom by Noctiflora Designs. Oops, where is it? And I got to 9.83%. Let me get the image up for you so you can see. Isn't he cute? He's a jackalope mushroom. And I loves him. I love him. And helps if I open the bag. I was trying to get the stuff out and hadn't actually opened the bag. I'm stitching him 2/1 full cross on 18 count Maelstrom by Aida by Chromatic Alchemy with the called for DMCs, except I had a sub something out because I didn't have. Which way does he go? Does he go this way? No, maybe? No, he goes this way. And this is where I got. Is he going to be perfect on that? Look at that. It is a little bit darker than it's showing on camera, but that's where I got. So his eyeball goes in there, and then these are for his antlers. Started in there. Love it. That's such a fun piece. I might work on that. I don't know. I still have to do today's start. Okay. So that's all that I worked on. I do have... So, if you don't want to see anything else, what the other two things I want to talk about are some treasures. Excuse me. That I purchased that came in. And then my friend Kat at Wicked Cat Stitch decided to do #MurderMay. If you have not watched Kat, please, I'm going to tag her below. Everyone I mentioned I'm going to tag below. If you have not watched Kat, please go check her out. If you like the stuff that I do, you will absolutely love the stuff that she does. Dark, witchy, goth skulls. Yes. So she's going to do #MurderMay. And I know we're a bit into May, but anything with crows, ravens, because, you know, a murder. I know a group of crows, or a group of ravens is not called a murder, but a lot of patterns, it's difficult to tell if it's a raven or a crow. So, because that's a murder. So, crows, ravens, and like anything with skulls, gravestones, death, implements for, right? So a knife or a sword or a whatever, axe, right? Um, so I'm going to talk about some things that I have that I want to start for that I already had planned anyway, and some things that are whips that I am going to also do for that, and I'm going to talk about that. So, if you just were here for what I stitched last week, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Uh, Again, all the comments, I love you all. You've been so supportive, and it's been truly a treasure to meet all of you through the tubes of the floss. Um, and I hope to see you next time. If you're sticking around, let's get into it. So, oh gosh, I have a separate stash. Okay, so things that I have chosen to stitch for Murder May. Hashtag Murder May. The first one is a whip. It's Raven. The artwork is by Chris Dunn. Charted by Pain Free Crafts. And I did get the kit. Because I am a Crystal Club member. So I get a voucher for kits every 6 months. And so this is where I am. So I do have a bit of the wing. I started top left. There was a die lot issue, but I'm just rolling with it. And so I'd like to get more of this done. I think what I'm going to do is for any of these that aren't new starts that are full coverage, I'm going to use them for monthly prompts, because you can substitute. Let's say you have a prompt, there's a prompt that you don't really have a piece to fit the like one is something that has water or by water, right? I don't really have anything like that. So you can sub it for a Disney Plus option if it's a full coverage. So I think any of these that I have that are already whips that don't that are full coverages, I'm going to use for some monthly prompts to get some work done on them. So that's the first one. The second one is Spellbound. Oh, I forgot to get the artist. Crap. It's by Thread Geeks, started by Thread Geeks. And I chose this because there is a raven. Or crow. I can't really tell from the picture. And this is where I am. I don't have much on this. What am I stitching this on? Did I write that down, at least? I'm stitching this on 18 count Haunted Ada 2/1. So that's my start. And it is more, the fabric is more darker blue than it showed up on camera. Like a more blue instead of gray. But I'm excited for that one. That will be whip number 2 for Murder May. And anything that's not full coverage, that is already a start, or a whip, excuse me, I'm just going to try to at least work on it once. The next one is Hugin and Moonin. This is by Unconventional X Stitch, Unconventional Cross Stitch, and the artwork is by Marlene Musial. And these are ravens, but I'm going to count it anyway. And this is where I'm at, top left corner again. I'm stitching this 1/1 full cross on 25 count, even weave. So I did actually start some of the white of the spirit, the first spirit ghost comes in there. So that is Hugin and Moonin. I can't fold my fabric. I've been having trouble folding my fabrics lately. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. The next one is Crow Among Purple Flowers, which I am not anywhere near the crow, but it counts because there's a crow on it, obviously. It is charted by the CrossFit Studio, and the artwork is by Simonetta Zambelli. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm stitching this 1/1 on 25 count. Even weave? I don't even know. Did I write it down? Did I write it down? 25 count. I did write it down. And I started at top left corner again. This is the purples in the sky. So I will use this for a Disney Plus BAP option for one of the monthly prompts. So, why can I not fold my fabric back? Why is this so difficult? Cross stitching is hard, y'all. Okay. The next is going to be a new start, and it was... Oh, actually, you know what? I should probably... I'm going to do my last whip. Ghost Zombie Jesus. This is by Raven Coven. And I chose this because, I mean, it's Beetlejuice and he's dead. So I felt like this was appropriate. And I'm stitching this 2/2 on 28 count even weave by Witch's Garden Crafts in the colorway Wrath. And this is where I am. And I did decide to do the white. I was going back and forth between whether or not to stitch the white, and then I decided that a big thing of Beetlejuice is the black and white stripes of his suit. So I am doing the white. And that's by Raven Coven. He was also on Etsy under a different name, and I don't remember. Oh. Wrong pile. There are piles, and there are appropriate piles for different things. And I put that in the wrong pile. Okay, so now we're on to new starts, and all of these, well, 3 of these I had already planned to start in May anyway, so I'm going to use them for my May starts. The first one is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. And, I mean, there's ravens. Come on, focus. You had a terrible time focusing on this last time, too. It's just a picture. There we go. I'm sure if you've seen this before, a lot of people are stitching this. I've had this for a couple years and didn't start it because I couldn't decide on the fabric. And I ended up going for, oh yes. I can't pronounce this. Crocosmia? Maybe it's supposed to be like Crocosmia, which was an August exclusive by River Hut Designs. It's a 28 count even weave. And this is it. This is gorgeous. And I think it's just going to pop so lovely on that. So I did finally decide on the fabric. So this was going to be a May start anyway. So I will do that for Murder May. The next one is, again, was going already planned to be a May start. This is the Spooky Teapot by Tiny Modernist. And obviously there's a crow or a raven. There's a ghost. I mean, yeah. Murder May. And I'm going to stitch this on, oh my gosh, Amethyst Purples, which is a 32 count Murano by River Hut Designs. That's kind of more pinky than it actually is. Purple. I promised. I promised in the past tense. I promise. It's a purple. Apparently the English language has eluded me today. The next two are, well, actually, I don't know. Let me look. Hold on. Page 30. Springtime in the Graveyard. Okay, they're both from Creepy Cross Stitch. Springtime in the Graveyard. Oh, can I even show this? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's this one, which was planned to be a May start. I mean, it's a graveyard, and there's a skull. Obviously, it was murder. And then the next one, I don't know if this counts. Let me see. I have to look at it. Oh, this does count. It is a skull. I can't show you it because there's not a picture other than a small picture. But it's bigger than this, and it's a bell jar with a skull and stuff growing out of it. So I'm gonna stitch that for #MurderMay. And like I said, they're both in the Creepy Cross Stitch book, which is quite easy to find. You can kind of get it anywhere. And I'm just going to stitch them on black. And then this was not planned to be a new start for May, but I'm going to switch something out so that I can start it for MurderMay. And it is Raven by, why can I never remember this? Yasmin's Made with Love. There's bats. There's bats in it. And I'm stitching it on 14 count Ada 2/1 by Witch's Garden Crafts in the colorway Salem 1692, and I'm using Liberty by Gentle Art thread for this. Oops. Ha. So I'm very excited to start that one. I'm going to switch it out with something else that was already planned for May, because it fits with the #MurderMay. And then there's one more. And I didn't bring the bag over because I'm well prepared. It is As Above, So Below. Oh, this is the one that takes forever to load. Come on. There we go. And this is by Night Spirit Studio. I feel like this was a Patreon pattern as well, but I think this was a Patreon pattern. And it's like it's a crypt. So I'm gonna count that as that was already planned for May anyway. I just forgot to bring the bag over. So those are all the things I'm going to do for MurderMay. Yay! Join in. Join along. Tag Wicked Cats. I'll put her below. #MurderMay. Join in. Oh, I didn't show you something because I forgot. Because it wasn't in, it was still, I'm not going to take it out because I've shown it full. This would also count for MurderMay. This is Stained Glass Crow. I call her Crowella. It is charted by Shrover Creations, and I did work on this last week. I just forgot to show it earlier. So, I worked more in here and all this. Crap. Did this black over down the side and across in here. Filled in more purple. So I kind of just worked more all over that whole section. And this is the thick purple pillar that comes down the left side. And this is the blue, and the tree branches are starting to come in here as well. And I did get to 8% on this. Oh, I just lost the needle. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm just gonna put that back and pretend that didn't happen. But that was part of last week's whips as well. I just forgot to show her. Okay, so now my treasures. I have some treasures. These two, I'm just gonna put that there. These two I got from Facebook Marketplace, and I just thought I got it for this one. They came together, and I really got it for this one. They're kits. Aunt Tizzy Talks, and this one's called Adjust, and it says, "So this isn't home sweet home, adjust." And I really got it for myself, because I have talked about before how this was my parents' house, and I just have a lot of bad memories associated with this house, and we were going to try to move, but for multiple reasons we cannot move. We are stuck here. So I have had to learn to adjust, because this isn't I don't really want to be here, because no matter how much I change things and try to change things, I still just see those memories. Both of my parents had cancer when I was a child. So I just see that everywhere. So I really got it for me, because I do need to adjust, and I do need to learn to adjust. And it is the kit, so I'm just going to use whatever is in the kit. Probably not the frame. But. And then this came with it, and this is also cute. Age is a number, and mine is unlisted. I'm not one to really care about my age too much. You know, it is what it is. We all age. We all get older. I'm 42. I almost said 44 there. Actually, that's a funny story. For an entire year, I thought I was an age older than I was. I thought I was 39, and I was 38. And I filled it out on, like, doctor's forms and shit. Totally the wrong age. So I got to be 49 twice. Or 39 twice. Yeah, but I'm 42. And I'm one, like, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But it is cute. And like I said, I really got it. I really got it for this one. The next one I got because it reminded me of my dad. It's called Tea-Berry Tile by Ink Circles. And my dad loved tea-berry ice cream. Is it going to focus? There we go. It's cute. It's got the little teacup with all the berries around. It is a berry. An actual berry. And I never knew this, but apparently tea-berry ice cream is a very Pennsylvania thing, specifically central Pennsylvania where I am, and like I think the eastern or northeast Pennsylvania, eastern. And yeah, it's like a minty, but not. And he loved it. It was his favorite ice cream. We'd get it every summer, and so I got this pattern because it reminded me of him. The next two, I'm not the word, brain just went patriotic. Wow. Not a patriotic stitcher. However, words are hard. I got Day of Jubilee by Silver Creek Samplers. And it is in honor or memory of Harriet Tubman. Excuse me. There's actually a thing on the back. It says, I was inspired to design Day of Jubilee as a tribute to Harriet Tubman, who in 1849 made the courageous decision to escape slavery. And then she goes on to talk about the Underground Railroad, etc. So this says, such a glory in all I see, now that I can say I'm free. And then the year 1849. So powerful. So I got that. And then I got this pattern from Lindy Stitches. What is it called? A Stitch for Sweet Freedom is the name of it. And it says, a stitch for sweet freedom, and one for being kind, two more for diversity, and the last for a humble mind. And I think that says all you need to know about it. Let me hold it there. And this is by Lindy Stitches. So I got those two. Those are the only two patriotic that I have. The next one is from the Prairie Schooler, and it's Halloweenies, and they're adorable. Love them. I actually probably will not stitch the witch. I don't know. Or this one down here as well. Of the two, I like this one better than this one. I don't like how witches are generally portrayed as being scary. You know, with the green face and the big nose and the old wrinkled haggly hair and skin. I don't like that. So I don't know if I'm going to stitch those, but I am going to stitch the other ones. And then this one is by Luminous Fiber Arts, and it's called Boo Hoo. And they're like vintage Halloween patterns, and I just love them. So I'm gonna stitch in for the bedroom up here, because I doing like a 70s goth theme for our bedroom, and I think these will be perfect. So those are all my treasures. And I think that's all I have for y'all. If you want to join in either the Bird Herd Nerd Style, hosted by Amity from the Hathaway Stitchers, or hashtag Murder May, hosted by Wiki Cat Stitch, please join in. I will put all the information, like I said, below in the description. I want to thank everyone. I have had so many new subscribers. It's been wild. It's been a ride. I'm at over 250 or something like that last I checked. So when I get to 500, I'm going to do a giveaway. So share. You know, if you have any friends that like to watch Flosstube, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, when I get to 500, I'm going to do a giveaway. I appreciate all of you so much. I know I keep saying it, and I sound like a broken record, but it's so true. It's been so welcoming, and I one thing I love that I have found so far is that no matter what you stitch, everyone is so supportive. You know, I don't stitch samplers or more traditional samplers, things like that. And I know some people, Brenda and the Serial Starter, for example, wonderful. If you've not watched them, please go. Oh, I'm going to tag them below too. God, I'm so many people to tag. I hope I remember all this. They tend to stitch more uh, sampler, kind of more traditional things, yet it they're still supportive. It's just so wonderful to see how no matter what you stitch, people still love to come and support you and watch you because you're just a stitcher, and we all share that love of stitching no matter what we actually stitch. And I just think that's so great. Um, so I will be back next Monday. Until then, happy stitching, and I'll see you then.